I didn't believe that God can do the things that I wanted him to do. I didn't dream big in my life. I didn't go after big things because I had big things that I wanted in my life and I didn't accomplish those things. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to be a singer and a songwriter that was well known all over the world. And when that didn't happen, I stopped believing God for big things on that level, right? I got the record deal offer from Sony Records when I was 16, but that didn't pan out to me being the well known artist all around the world, like some of the artists that you know. And so my faith in God automatically shifted. And then I realized that I wasn't believing Him for a lot of things. Even though I was a writer that did well, even though I built a business that was doing okay, the thing that I really believed Him for didn't happen. And so it shifted my level of faith and my level of being able to believe Him for big things. And that's when I learned how to grow my faith. When I recognized that I started to dumb down my life, when I recognized that I started to just like, I'll go after the smaller things because as a believer in Christ Jesus, it's not cool, or you're not holy and sanctified, or you're not a good church girl when you don't say that you don't believe God for stuff. But I had to realize and I had to live it and I had to learn that until I can say out of my mouth to God and to others that I don't believe that He'll do some of these things I truly desire, and that's why I stopped going after them. That is when I began to actually learn faith. That is when I actually began to study faith. And I just read anything I could find on faith. I read the scriptures. I read theory, and I took coaching classes and masterminds, and I did everything to get deeper level of faith. And I seek the Lord consistently so that I can grow in faith because I wanted to teach others faith. And then all of a sudden last year, God was like, I want you to teach faith. And it was so mind blowing to me because I remember that that was my biggest struggle. I remember that faith was the thing that I was having a hard time with for so long. I remember even asking multiple pastors, how do you believe by faith? Because everybody's like, have faith, have faith. And I was like, great. How do you have faith? And no one can teach me that until I had this one pastor that came along and taught me what it looked like to actually operate in faith, what the action steps was, what the day to day was. And that's when it began my journey of just going deeper and deeper into learning faith, giving faith a try. So if you're a believer in Christ Jesus and you are like I was with being afraid to say out loud, I would love for you to be honest with yourself. Because until you say the thing that you really want, that you're kind of afraid that God won't give you, until you're honest with that, you'll never get it. You'll never get there.